Dominate Digital Episode 2 with Ace Gapuz, CEO of Blogapalooza. Okay, hi Ace.
What's up? What's up? Magandang araw.
Welcome to the show. Kamusta?
Very good as always. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, thank you for coming. Sobrang solid. Nandito yung CEO ng Blogapalooza. Okay. So, you are the CEO of arguably one of the biggest influencer marketing agencies here in the country. But the question is, how did you start? Paano nasimulan yung Blogapalooza? Or not exactly, paano nagsimula si Ace Gapuz?
That's a very interesting question, because ang background ko talaga is not inclined with business at all.
Okay.
As in, hindi ko alam kung anong gusto ko. You know, like, when you're in college, kukunin mo na lang kung anong course yung in demand. Yun. I wasn't really that type of person na gusto ko na yung, alam ko na yung gusto kong gawin in my life. So, I apparently ended up in a business course. And
Anong course?
it's management.
Management.
Management engineering.
Engineering.
But yeah, I ended up in management engineering, but I never really, I feel like wala naman akong business gene, entrepreneur gene in my body kasi wala naman sa family namin yung may negosyo. So, I was the typical middle class Pinoy na mag-aral ka na mabuti, magtrabaho ka. And my first job actually, I ended up in a fashion company. And fashion company. And ayun, Vivo. So they put me in PR, they put me in events, they put me in all of these external things, So I figured, okay, maybe that's really my line, And I worked in that company for more than 2 years. And then, by some twist of fate, I landed a PR stint in Grab.
Grab. This
was 20...
15
No, we were there 2013.
13 pa?
2013, yeah.
So, nag-boom kasi siya, 15.
2015, yeah.
15,
because it was the early stages. But I was there 2013, and I was one of the very first people in the office. So that was the PR stint. I was PR manager of Grab before, when we launched. And then, so I go, this is an interesting business. Coming from a more structured corporate background, I've been thrown into the startup space, and it was like very agile lang talaga. As in, I did not know what I will do for that day, you know what I mean? It wasn't like, di ko trabaho yan And I kinda like that. I kinda like the agility of it. So, naging interesado ako doon sa startups. Now, Bloga came to me by accident.
Paano?
Alright, well, ganito yan, The founders of Blogapalooza, they founded Blogapalooza in 2011. So matagal na kami. 10 years ng Blogapalooza in business talaga. But when they got busy with their other businesses, they kind of felt that Bloga was garbage. You know what I mean?
Garbage,
meaning no use na to them. It wasn't useful anymore to them. So they started to find somebody to take over whatever Blogapalooza was back then. And maybe we could talk about that.
Yeah, sige.
So they found somebody to take over, and apparently I was there, I was available, and they said, do you wanna run Blogapalooza? I'm like,
shit.
go, tara! Oh my God, may gagawin na ako! Oh my God!
How young were you?
I was 24.
When you were asked? 24. Oh my God,
24.
That's my age right now.
That was a huge opportunity because, di ba?
But for most people, pag-iisipan nila yung ganun kalaking jump. Kasi it's not easy to go from PR and whatever it is you're doing
to
jump straight up
business.
to run the entire business. So if I may begin to ask you, ano ba si Blaga nun?
Bloga started as an event. That's the reason why it's called Blogapalooza.
Okay.
It's called Blogapalooza because bloggers. Tapos, the inspiration actually came from Lollapalooza. It was a concert in the US, 90s, And they wanted bloggers to have a party, to have a celebration. So, that was really the intent of Blogapalooza before. They wanted to gather bloggers in an event, just celebrating, So, yun lang si Bloga. Event lang siya
Yun lang talaga siya before.
Right.
Hindi siya yung influencer agency that we
know. No. Recent na lang yan when I got in. Recent na lang yan.
So
Yeah.
you took over 24.
Yes.
So that was
2015.
15
Mm-mm.
years ago. So basically, it's safe to say that you reinvented maybe
Oh,
the business
yeah.
model of the
Sobra.
company. Oh
Right.
shit, that's
I
big.
really had to figure out a way on how to make it sustainable.
Oh.
Because I mean, Blogapalooza back then was an annual
Oh.
event. So when you're an annual event,
yeah,
what are you gonna
annual
do,
event lang
guys, for the
siya.
rest of the year?
Oh,
So,
actually, Blogapalooza ni Close Up.
alam mo,
Every-
yes,
every
yes,
Feb lang.
yes. That was
Yeah.
really how it was like. As in, lagi kami napagkakamalan. Ano ba yan? Yung may
Blogapalooza?
kissing-kissing?
Oh,
Ay,
yun.
hindi po. Hindi po yan yung kissing-kissing. Oh, ayun. So, lagi kami napagkakamalan na Lovapalooza back then. And, ayun, kasi palooza, meaning ang daming nangyayari. And that's really what's happening in a Blogapalooza event. Fast forward to 2015, that was the time when, yun nga, no, I took over Blog as a company. Doon na kami nag-start mag-incorporate. And doon na rin kami nag-iba ng business model. Okay, the event is still there because you have to keep it.
Yeah,
That's
oo.
what people knew. And that's what people
I
know
remember.
about
I remember.
it. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Pero sabi ko back then, you know, we couldn't be sustainable if it's just an
Pure
event.
event.
Yeah, sure. We had to put more in the business. Kaya nagkaroon ng influencer agency part.
Blaga is as big as it is now.
Yeah.
Pero the underlying question is, when you took over 2015, as you say, what were your yung mga maaga mong not problems, challenges, as you try to be more than just this events
Ooh, that's
firm?
a lot. That's a lot.
Kasi there's gonna be watchers who's also
naman.
thinking of starting their own agency as well. But we've heard a lot of stories from marketing agencies, but influencer is a different game. So, what were your earliest
The
struggles
challenges
when you
really
reinvented?
were more of, wala kong experience running a company. Yeah, so I had to learn things while doing it. So apart from that major challenge, I can pinpoint 3 things actually. You know, first is that the influencer marketing industry back then was very new.
Yeah.
And challenge then that I was young that time. I mean, I was your age, right? Maybe even younger. So, I mean, when I would approach companies, they'd be like, sino tong batang to? Bakit pang maganda, nagmamagaling, right?
I know.
And add to that is that babae ako. I mean, it's difficult to really accept that, but andun pa rin yung hindi siya macho, tapos I look young, alam mo yun. So, it was a struggle. That was one of the struggles talaga. Because money, I know I can make money. I know I can sell. The difficult part was, no one was really believing in me at first. Because I was young and babae kasi ako. Hindi ako macho. Ganun.
I see. If I may ask, during this entire journey of building the new Blaga, you received much of support from the people closest to you. But were there any group of people or any person that you had to leave behind for this to blossom?
Leave behind? Not really. More of set aside.
Set aside.
Yeah. Kasi it's difficult to build a business. And more so building like a company that you really have a big vision for, you know. So, you know, a lot of my friends had to really be set aside. Much of my 20s or my late 20s for that matter were spent na gusto ko nalang magpahinga pag break ko eh. Sa totoo lang. To be honest, a lot of the friendships that I had suffered. Wala eh, kasi you know,
Was
you
it
can't...
taken with a grain
Hindi,
of
yun
salt,
naman
or
yun.
it's
Ano naman
the parting
yun?
was rather
Hindi naman siya the parting. Again, it's more of like, na-set aside lang sila because you had to build a business. And when you're building a business, you can't surround yourself with people that don't really believe so much in that or people that don't do the same thing because they wouldn't understand, right? And that, I think those were the things that I had to kind of set aside. Or forget muna in the meantime. Pero wala namang regrets doon. Walang regrets doon.
If you've reached the stature of where you are now, why would you regret? I mean, it all went out for the best. And that was such an amazing thing to do. It's ngayon ko lang nalaman that Blogger was formerly an events firm, and now it's been one of the biggest influencer agencies in the country. And congrats on that. And amazing, man. To let you know also, I am much of a marketing person than myself, and I've been through a PR agency, and I've worked with a fashion magazine as well, and an architecture magazine. And I just want to ask, out of all the facets of marketing, ang dami pa, PR, events, digital and all that shit. What made you dive into influencer marketing? Or rather, what made you make Bloga an influencer marketing agency?
Well, first, I think it just makes sense. It made sense at that time. Di ko pala nabanggit. I was also, I'm still a blogger. And I started vlogging in 2001. I started vlogging in 2001. I was very young. Totoo, I was one of the OGs. Bago pa man yung mga super sikat na kilala nyo.
Nagbablog.
Yes, so 2001. Like one of the earliest talaga. And I knew about the industry ever since. Pero syempre wala namang influencer marketing industry noon. It was more of bloggers. Yeah, and I had a network before that vloggers na talaga kaming lahat. And so it really just made sense. The progression was really just there. Blogger ako. I've had a bit of experience in corporate. I knew how to make sense of things. I'm inclined in marketing. And it just made sense to be influencer marketing. And at that time, 2015 to, I love reading. So I've been reading a lot of articles then on influencer marketing, pero sa US. Or mostly Western talaga yung mga sources. And I figured, sa lahat naman ng mga nangyayari dito sa Pilipinas, we've always been behind, like 5 to 10 years behind. And so I've been reading about influencer marketing back then, 2015. And I figured, it looks like I'm sitting in a gold mine. Kasi Bloga back then, we had siguro mga 3,000 na yung community members noon ng Bloga. And it's quite known na rin naman in that space. And so I said, okay, we have a community, we have the recall, we have the brand recall, brands know us, and again, coming and bringing my Grab Taxi knowledge there are brands, there are influencers, but there's no platform. Just like Grab, there are drivers, there are passengers, but there's no platform. And Grab was there. Grab saw that. And I also saw that, right? So there's the brand, there's the influencer, and we had to be that platform. Back then, there was no platform. So ganun ko pinosisyon si Bloga. It's the influencer marketing platform.
So, if you were given to start Bloga from scratch, just to maybe help yung viewers natin who are watching to start their own influencer marketing agency. If you were to start Bloga from scratch, na hindi galing as an events platform, how would you do it? Because iba yung push when you are from an events, because people know you, people know Bloga. But if you were to do it from scratch, how would the treatment be siguro?
I would start with the community.
Community talaga.
Start with the community first. We were lucky. Well, I was lucky because I took over a company that already had its community. And so I was taking over something that was already there. So medyo lucky ako doon kasi hindi na ako nag-build ng community talaga of my own.
That's the hardest
Everybody really just had to join that community. Pero kung magsisimula ulit ako siguro, I'll start with the community. Because these would be the first to be your earliest adopters, diba?
Even iAdvertise solutions, the services we give are not heavily reliant on algorithm. Actually, it's at the mercy of the algorithm because if it changes, patay tayo. But the results, the generation, sobrang heavily reliant on the community. That's why it's really important. I understand the importance to nurture that community. And Chamba, 700K. But then again, as Blogger grows in the industry, can you share with us naman yung kanina the hardest part when you were building Blogger? Ngayon, maybe, what do you consider to be the hardest part of being an entrepreneur?
Oh my
It's
God.
a totally different question.
Well, that's a very loaded question. Dami ko masasagot dyan. Life as an entrepreneur, oh my gosh, where do I start? Okay. You're an entrepreneur, you think about so many things. Una sa lahat, syempre, you think about your company. You have to make sure it's your responsibility to make sure that the company is alive. You know? Syempre, your company will have people, employees, stakeholders. It's also your responsibility to make sure these people are happy and the stakeholders get value for whatever they are there for. Tapos nandiyan na rin yung sa client. Syempre, it's also your job to make sure that the clients are served well and they're happy. Financials are there. Compliance is there. Legals. Yung mga nandyan, there are so many things that you have to think about. So many things that you have to think. Accounting is there, you know. And so if you would ask me what's really the struggle of being an entrepreneur, lahat. Oh my God, lahat. Really. And you know, I think entrepreneurs are not really given so much. They're not given so much slack because of that. Or credit. They're not given so much credit.
Because most entrepreneurs prefer being at the back line. Or they run their business. Makakahanap ka ng konting entrepreneurs na they want to be the face of their companies. But most of the time, they prefer to be at the back line.
I think it depends on the business, ha? Oo. In this line of business, there has to be a face.
Yes, a face.
Diba? There has to be a face. Nung nasa Grab pa ako, the face was not me. The face was my teammate Natasha. Because, you know, she was ang tangkad, model, ganda, balingkinita ng kinis, diba? So, she had to be the face. And, you know, ganun lang talaga. Because people had to trust the company. And I think for this kind of business, it's also very similar to that. It's a very relational business. You have to trust me.
Yeah.
You have to trust the people you're working with. It's not your parang, nagbenta ako ng beer, okay na. Di ba?
For service-driven companies,
Yeah.
face is very important.
Para sa akin, oo.
Oh, kasi it's service it's not like the product. Pag pangit yung product palit. Pero pag pangit yung service,
I know, right?
sa manager mo.
I know. Yeah. So it's
always like that. Offhand, you've mentioned how hard was it being an entrepreneur, starting Blogger. What do you consider the biggest success of the business at its height?
At its height. Para sa akin, biggest success siguro namin yung community. So right now, we have a community of almost 10,000 na yata mga influencers. So that's a lot.
That's
a lot.
Influencers, no?
That's
So
a lot.
that's
All
big.
of them are actually creators, you know. So I think yun yung pinaka mako-consider kong successful right now or success for me right now of the company, only because these are 10,000 people that have placed their trust on us. These are 10,000 people that, you know, that are proud to call themselves Blogger fam. You know? So, I think that's success.
I hope you don't mind. Pero what makes these, anong napapala ng 10,000 influencers na to with blog?
Three things then. First, of course, is growth opportunities. I mean, we have an assumption that all of them are content creators. So there are opportunities for growth inside the company in terms of learning and development. Pangalawa would be opportunities in terms of making whatever they're good at financially sustainable. So we give them projects, we give them engagement, branded collaborations, ganyan. And the third would be really the network. Ito, I'm always very proud of this because sa dami ng Blogger fam, literally kahit saan ka mapunta sa Pilipinas may Blogger fam. And I've been through it myself, ano. Building the community coming from 2016 yata ako talaga nag-start officially building the community. At napadpad na ako sa napakaraming bahagi ng Pilipinas, literally. Pupunta ako, for example, ng Iligan City, Marawi, and there would be Blogger fam there. Tapos pakakainin. Ano yun? Tutour ka nila sa mga tourist spot, ganyan. I've been to Batanes, may Blogger fam pala sa Batanes. So, And recently, I was in Lipa. Nag-post lang ako. Dito ako sa The Farm. So may magme-message sa akin, Miss Is, baka pwede po namin kayong i-meet, ganyan. And I'll be like, grabe talaga. So I'm always very happy because of that. And it's an experience that I want all the Blogger fam to really also experience. Yung parang pupunta ka sa ganitong lugar, mag-post ka, and then may Blogger fam magsasabi, so tara, ano tayo, inom tayo, or hangout tayo, di ba?
How do you manage yung ganong kadaming influencers? You provide them with projects, with... Paano kung pipili? Pucha, sobrang dami.
That's where the tech part comes into play.
May tech kayo for
Of
that?
course, right, yeah. Siyempre, it's going to be difficult, di ba? Pero sabi nga nila, you really have to do the unscalable things first before mo magawa yung mga scalable things. So, we had to build this community. Well, I had to build it single-handedly for the past couple of years. And then, siyempre, tamang tanong yun. How do you get to manage these thousands of people and making sure that everybody
gets a project?
Correct. You have to have something that would manage that. Hindi yan kaya ng isang tao. There has to be a tech system there. And we also have that.
Yeah. Tech is always the solution for community. Kasi yung sa amin, you have 700,000 people under you. How do you manage those? So, yun din yung sa amin tech. So, if we upload a content and we want that to generate 1 million views, we feed that to a system wherein they can all view.
Yeah.
And that generates the view. So,
yeah,
tech is a very
important.
Very important aspect when you run a community really.
Right.
No, kasi I've seen your events before. 2018, di ba? It was in a hotel. Sobrang laking event nun. Andun si Eman, ni Medes.
Eman was still there. Eman and we were there. 2019 na nga yata yan. 19.
It was events heavy. You were events heavy, even if even if you've transitioned to an influencer agency, you're still events heavy. Now, how did you digitize Blogga pag after the pandemic hit? Because, pucha, I know a lot of events companies who closed.
I know,
because
right? It was heartbreaking,
they're not even events companies, they're event-heavy companies, but not really event companies. But they had to close because of the pandemic. How did you pivot Blogga?
Wala. Alam mo, sa totoo lang, wala rin kaming plano before. Dahil sino ba naman magkakaplano dito sa pandemyang to, di ba? But, June of 2020, we were finding, naalala mo ba yung time na yun? Parang napaka-uncertain ng mga bagay. So June of 2020, we were finding ways on how to engage with our community. Kasi before, we would engage through the events. Pero since hindi nga namin sila makikita, and back then, it was so uncertain. Like, we did not know, kaya hanggang kailan ba to? That was June. Sabi namin, magkaka-Blogga Fest ba tayo this year? And we were really uncertain. So sabi ko, bakit di kami Facebook Live? As in, ano lang yun, bara-barang desisyon. Bara-barang desisyon. Sobra. Oh my God. So we had Facebook Lives, nilagi namin, iniba-iba namin yung mga guests, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. Tapos sabi namin, pwede pala to. Oh my God. Before, we would spend so much money just to fly. Diba?
One event.
Correct. Fly our community members from wherever in the Philippines just to make them go to Manila. But now, oh my goodness, pwede pala to. So, that's what we did. Nag-Facebook Live kami. Tapos, kinagat ng mga tao.
How many viewers did you have?
Dati, live to ha. At bago pa to. Dati makaka-live kami ng mga 200, ganyan. Pero, again, June, okay pa yon yung June.
Pwede na yun
2020, pwede na yun, that time. Pero syempre, dumami yung mga nagpe-Facebook Live. Parang minuto na yata may Facebook Live na bago. So we figured, sige, okay na tayo. Pwede tayo mag-settle sa max 100. Ganon.
100?
But what we saw kasi that the behavior of the community is like sa amin, is that they will watch after. So
the after views.
The after views are still count. Yeah, they still count. Kanina ka pa inom ng inom, alam mo?
Kanina pa. Kaya ginawa ko yung show. Okay, so that was the pandemic. But now that we are slowly transitioning, patapos na. I mean, the pandemic is not patapos. But the way we treat pandemic is patapos.
Yeah.
Because of the vaccines, lahat nasa labas na, parami, being injected with it. Do you see Blogger returning to doing events anytime
soon?
Or mas comfortable kayo with the engagement that you are receiving from your live events?
OMG,
Ngayon.
anytime soon, the physical events? Probably
Maybe
not.
2020. 2021 pala.
Probably not. Baka 22 na kapag bakunado na tayong
Baka na
lahat.
no?
Pero, yeah, physical events not anytime soon. But you know, we're enjoying the digital attention.
Okay.
And we really appreciate how we're able to reach so much more, so many more people in terms of the interest. Dati kasi talagang limitado lang kasi syempre, di ba, pag mag-i-event ka naman talaga, di naman lahat pwedeng pumunta, yung iba malapit, di ba?
Palooza, mga 500 guests.
Actually, pinakamalaki namin naging event was 2,000 something, 2,000
shit.
plus. Yeah!
Saan?
Sa City of Dreams.
Shit. Ang laki din ng venue.
Sa City of Dreams, the Grand Ballroom of City of Dreams. That was 2,000, more than 2,000 people all in all. Pero, I mean, 2,000 people in this season, parang hindi mo siya expect. So, not anytime soon. Pero digital, mukhang magpapatuloy ang digital engagements.
Kasi, digital, hindi lang siya, wala kang, sa digital parang you don't have much na cost of sales.
Oh.
It's always internal cost.
Oo.
Wala kang external. You don't have to.
Bukod doon, wala masyadong limitation.
So, having that said, ibig sabihin, most of the profit ni Blogger, it's safe to assume that it no longer comes from the event sponsorship per se, but rather on campaigns, you meeting the deliverables digitally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Almost all.
All goes back to numbers.
Yes. Almost all digital.
Gusto ko 1 million views. And then, baba ang bayad. Joke. Last mag-demands. Budget 100K lang. But anyway, so, I want to ask you, what is next for Blogger? If you want to continue digital, are there any digital events or big digital events we have to look forward to?
The play of Blogger is very strategic in the sense na what we see right now is just surface level only because the industry is new. So what you see right now is influencer agency, online event, you know. But the bigger play there really is a play on content, number one, a play on tech, and a play on talent. And these are the three things that we're really strategizing and preparing for the next 5 years. Sa ngayon, mabenta kasi ang influencer agency because that's what people understand and that's what people get. And that's what people demand right now, diba? The money is there, we follow the money, but ultimately, if you want to really think about these on a long-term perspective, you're really going to have to play on these three facets. That's content, tech, and talent. Not a lot of influencer marketing practitioners understand that.
What's the most important?
Ano yan eh?
Content, tech,
simultaneous dapat na nangyayari yan. Pero kung tatanungin mo ko ngayon na, pinaka-importante ang content.
If you don't speak on a business standpoint, because there's tech. If you do tech, it's business. But if you are a content creator, or if you gauge content creators, what would be your basis to tell who's better than who? Is it their content or their talent?
Content plays a role. Pero sa totoo lang para sa akin, mahalaga rin yung tinatanggap ka ba ng tao. Andun pa rin yung talent part. Andun pa rin yung talent part.
Content can only get you so far.
Yes. Kasi kahit gano'n ka kagaling, kung hindi ka feel ng tao, di ba?
Content's parang one shot, one kill. But if the talent is innate, kahit tuloy-tuloy to, minsan di papatok, pero love ka ng tao.
Yes, oo. At saka, andun na rin yung tech part would be the distribution side of it naman, on a creator perspective, ano. So, they could be content creators, yes, but they also have to really have that, yung gusto ka talaga ng tao, kailangan tanggap ka ng tao.
Hindi ka likeable, hirap.
Mahalaga yun. May mga taong may gift talaga for that.
To be right.
Meron talaga.
What is the end goal?
The end goal for Blogger really is to be I want to call it like a creator media empire, you know. And I think we are in a very advantageous position right now because we are now entering a very, very digital world, you know, and creators will play a big role in shaping how people would think, you know, perspectives of people, even maybe decisions of people. I'd like to think, really, this is a gold mine. And in hindsight is always 2020. In hindsight, buti na lang pala talaga dumating sa akin yung opportunity na to noong 2015. And buti na lang pala talaga mahilig ako magbasa. Buti na lang pala maaga kaming nakaposisyon sa influencer marketing space.
You're the first agency that focuses on influencers. Pero dami na influencer marketing agency.
Dami na.
Not as staple as your name.
But that's a good sign, you know, that's a good sign. When there are many players, that means that the industry is growing, right? Because the pie is getting big, you're not able to service the entire pie. So there has to be players there. And I actually take that as a good thing.
Once that is achieved, do you consider yourself fuck it, I'm done with Blogga, I'm
parang
good?
hindi.
You know,
OMG.
So you're the type of person that continuously works. Work is life.
Work is life.
Kasi most people will say na parang
No.
Work-life balance. But for some people, I mean, I respect them. Work is life. Because for me, it's also.
Yeah, I will feel restless if I don't work.
Yeah.
Actually, yung mga, syempre medyo nakakaluwag-luwag na po tayo ngayon, may mga teammates na tayo gumagawa ng mga ganap. So, there will be days when...
You don't have to do anything.
Yeah, not naman, I don't want to think like that because there's always something to do. It's just that there are days that are not urgent. There are things now when the things that you want to do are not really urgent. And so you know...
you just don't.
Yeah, you
parang
can breathe.
kulang.
I know, I feel restless talaga. And so I have a feeling na maybe even if I'm old na, baka hindi ako magpahinga talaga. I could rest when I'm dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's okay. That's totally fine. Kasi ganun talaga eh. For some people, it's leisure. It's the leisure time that
drives them,
satisfies them. But for some, work satisfies me. And, fuck you gonna do about it?
Yeah. No shame, ha? I mean, I'm a workaholic and a lot of the people who will meet me, pag ma-meet nila ako sa Zoom, taas naman ang energy mo! Alas 8 pa lang!
Nag-meeting nga tayo 8 a.m. Para sa'yo lang ako gumising ng 8.
Diba? No, but really, ang taas naman ang energy mo, alas 8 pa lang. I'll be like, I don't know, it's just there.
Work is life.
It's just there, yeah.
Now, would you, by chance, be okay to rank these? Kasi I asked Manu this, the last episode. I asked him this. And I plan to ask all my guests.
Ano yan?
So I want them to rank...
Sex or chocolates? Ganon?
Tito boy! No. Are essential to corporate success.
Right.
How would you rank it? It's money, legacy, and peace.
Peace like world peace? Ganon?
No. Peace within.
Peace of mind, ganyan.
Yeah.
That's a good question. But easily, I'll rank money number 1. You know why?
Yeah.
Because para sa akin, money is power. And money can do a lot of things. Money is a very neutral concept. Sa totoo lang. The energy of money will change based on whosever hands it's on. And ako, based on experience, I've always made good use of money. And I've produced so many good things because of money. I've made so many people happy because of money. And so I will choose money as my number 1. I mean, money can improve your peace. Money is a good vehicle for you to build your legacy. So, I'll put money number 1 easily. My second, I guess, would be, oh my God, ang hirap naman ng pangalawa.
It's hard. Peace versus legacy.
Peace of mind. Peace of mind pa rin. Peace of mind pa rin. A lot of the richest people in the world,
They're at peace. With their money.
Yeah. Parang they would rank it as their number 1.
Yeah,
because they have all the money na.
Yeah.
Diba? They have all the money
Yes,
na.
that's true.
So they want peace of mind. So that would be my number 2. And 3 na lang yung legacy siguro.
The reason siguro why rich people rank peace first, because they believe in the statement that in order for you to actually have the rational mind to rank these 3, let's get you rich first.
Correct.
Kasi you cannot value legacy, power, money, if you're not rich.
Kailangan hindi mo na yan iniisip. You have to be very, very comfortable and you have to be able to secure your next of kin or kung ano man yan.
When money is no longer a problem, that's when you rank it.
Right.
But it's good. Someone finally answered money.
Naman.
Let's go. Cheers. It's always peace and legacy. Mine
I
is
think,
legacy.
I think the reason is that not a lot of people would want to admit that money is, it's a primary need. A lot of people, alam mo, ang dami malulungkot ang buhay dahil wala silang pera. So you know what I mean? I'm not, there's no shame. Sa totoo lang, there's no shame. We see things differently, pero ako, I would really have to say, you have to secure yourself first, and money does a lot of that.
So, kung sa isa, I'm so happy may sumikat din ng money. Like, fuck, I've had 4 guests. First again. But, that was such a great answer, Ace. And sobrang refreshing na makausap ng also someone young who's made her name in the world of marketing, entrepreneurship. So, it's wonderful to have you here. Now, please plug Blogapalooza, the business, your upcoming events. Let's get it, man.
Well, of course, hello everybody. Thank you for watching Dominate Digital, and thank you for listening to this episode, or watching this episode for that matter. My name is Gapuz. I'm the CEO of Blogapalooza, and I am inviting you to like, share, subscribe to the Blogapalooza social media channels. That's BLOGAPALOOZA, and Blogaplay, of course. That's the content channel of Blogapalooza. And if you would want to know more about me, or maybe just make chika to me, my handles are Gapuz all throughout. That's Alpha Charlie Echo, GAPZ.
Yep, and that's Dominate Digital for you, episode 2. Cheers, thank you very much.
Salamat po for inviting me, and
great
good
to have you,
luck!